Hello and welcome to another very special episode of the TSM podcast. My name is Aidan O'Sullivan and I'm joined by, wherever he is on the screen,
Ashley Green.
Shh. That was weird as heck. And if you are listening to this on the podcast, I'm sorry, we're now doing ASMR apparently. But today we're talking about a really great question that we've been thinking about quite a bit recently. Should you find a mentor? And this whole conversation started, I hopped on a live stream that Caroline Raven was doing, and she was talking a little bit about mentorships and how that's not so much a thing anymore. It used to be back in the day like a really great way for people to learn, either improve their performance skills or improve their businesses, but it's not really a thing nowadays. It's not really something that's massively done, and I've no idea why it's dropped off. I think people are just finding it easier and easier to just focus on other things and get distracted. But here's the question, Ashley. I'm going to come straight over to you. Should you look for some help in your magic career, whether that's in your performances or in your business?
Well, I mean, to be honest, if you need help, yes. I mean, why do you want to get a mentor? Because it's someone that can help you, like in your performance, in your business, for example. It's someone that you can buddy up with, especially in performance, to learn the tricks, maybe learn the performance skills better, maybe learn the presentational skills better, maybe learn how to do these routines, learn from their experience, the same as in business. Learn how to market, learn how to sell, learn how to make more money quicker, whatever the thing is that they're doing. And it all comes down to this. You get faster results if you get a mentor, someone teaching you, someone that you can buddy up with and learn from. You get faster results because rather than going out there on your own and learning and then making mistakes and learning from those mistakes and learning from more mistakes and having to research other knowledge, you're condensing, like, for example, a decade's worth of experience from that one person, maybe your mentor, into a short space of learning time, which you can take and absorb. And it means that you don't need to go out there and make the same mistakes as they made. You can jump and propel yourself so much further forward.
It's one of those cases that you get to shortcut the entire learning experience. A lot of the time we like to talk about like the process of learning and actually how we can optimize our learning to jump ahead. But this is the ultimate shortcut. If you want a shortcut in your business, you want a shortcut in your shows, if you want a shortcut in any way whatsoever, like mentors and getting support from people that have been there or are there and doing the work could be a really, really great way of doing this. In fact, Alex Hormozy, the author of $100 Million Offers, a really, really great and insightful book, by the way, he talks about quite a lot on his YouTube how he is more than happy to pay an absolute premium to get in directly with certain people. Like, he did a YouTube video a few months back. It's why he spent 30 grand for an hour with Grant Cardone, because he wanted to pick Grant's brains on something specific and get Grant's honest, unfiltered opinion on his business so that he can grow and improve. It was a really great opportunity there for him. Well, not so much a mentor, if you like, but it was a really great opportunity there to go to the people that are doing this and then steal their success, if you like, shortcut the learning process. And yeah, I'm a huge fan of it personally.
I've got another example in magic. Like we all know, I think 90% of the magicians out there know the wonderful Michael Vincent, the beautiful card magician. If you haven't, give him a Google. Lovely chap. But he had a mentor, and I know he's an avid fan of going out there and finding someone that you can learn off of. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was Michael Vincent and I believe Quentin Reynolds and Chris Wood all had the same mentor, which was Alan Allen. And I think the reason why them as performers, and especially Michael Vincent, are so much further ahead than other entertainers, other performers, is because they've been able to take someone's past experience, absorb it, not make the same pitfalls, not make the same mistakes, and go so much more further ahead. Because they're starting from a place, rather than at the bottom, they're starting from a place of like a decade or more worth of experience and learning, which they can condense and have access to. Like, they've got this person for opinions and views. They've got a helping hand to help them along. And I think that's why the reason that Michael Vincent is so great at what he does and why he's a beautiful card performer, because he had someone to help, tell him when he's bad, tell him when he's good, and point him in the right direction.
And I think what's really important is that there's a process to actually finding a mentor. Because, like, to answer the title, should you find a mentor? Yes, you probably should. Even if you're not struggling, even if you just want to up your game, it's really great to find a mentor of any kind. Now, there's a few clear sort of criteria that we have when we're looking for our mentors and looking for our support and all of that kind of stuff. And step number one is to assess your values. Actually assess what you believe in, because otherwise you're just going to be asking for anyone's opinion. And if you don't have a clear path of what it is that you actually believe in, for example, the great way in a performance sense is, what is your vision of good magic? Because if you're looking for a mentor, you now want to find somebody that operates within that boundary, or can operate and help you within that boundary of your vision of good magic. Because there's no point, if you think good magic is sleight of, and there's no right or wrong answer on this, but if it is like really well executed sleight of hand demonstrations, that's what real magic is and good magic is for you. There is no point going and getting a massive stage illusionist whatsoever who does this amazing box routines and all that kind of, like, because it's a different game entirely. You're in a different zone. And in a business sense, for example, you might value personal communication more so than spamming loads and loads of people, playing a massive numbers game, shotgunning a load of emails out there and hoping for the best. Like, in which case, you know that your mentors are going to be people that are actually able to help you build connections rather than mass email spam, for example.
Yeah, you don't want to go against the grain of what you believe in, because you're just not going to resonate with them. And it's so true, like, both in the business and performance sense. And I think the other thing you have to bear in mind of, like, what are your goals? What are your goals in the future? What are you looking to achieve? What are you hoping to get? Because you don't want to go to someone again who maybe doesn't have the advice to take you there. Like, if to put this back into magic, say your long-term goal is to go out there and start crushing cruise ships, and you really want help on the performance side, well, you're not going to go to the technical card guy who's really good at close-up performing at weddings and really knows how to do the most amazing double lifts, and their focus is really on card magic, because they're not going to be able to help you literally achieve your goal. They might be able to help you with some card tricks, but they can't help you do the cruise ship shows, the big illusion shows. So you've got to get clear on what your values are, and specifically what your goals are. Like, where do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Where do you want to end up? What do you want your life to look like in 3, 5, 10 years' time? How and who can help you get to that place?
Well, exactly that. And this is the point. It's breaking down your vision, where you want to go, the things that you actually believe in, and then chunking it backwards to actually find out these are the right people that can actually help me. And a really great angle that we like to share is, like, look sideways, not just vertically. If you are a close-up card magician, for example, it doesn't mean that you need a close-up card magician to help you do the amazing sell-out show. For example, you can look sideways. If you're a magician, look to mentalists for support. If you're a mentalist, look for magicians for support. If you're just an entertainer, look for a photographer for support, or look for a theatre director. You can look sideways rather than going, who's better than me at this thing? I just want them. And it brings a great example of, like, Olympic coaches, for example. Olympic coaches, 90%, I'd probably even argue more than 90% of Olympic coaches aren't past Olympians. They haven't got, like, their own gold medals, this, that, and the other. But does that matter for the Olympians that are currently competing? No, not really, because they know that the coach has their strengths in a specific way that can support them. That's almost like a mentorship in and of itself.
Yeah, the other thing as well, which is really important to consider this, is you need to find someone that's going to be able to convey their information to you, to be able to teach you in a way in which you can understand it. You might go out there and find the world's best card mechanic, but their strength might not be in teaching. They might not have the communication skills, the teaching style, the way of actually getting their information across to effectively teach you. And if that's the case, there's no point teaming up with the best card magician in the world, because you just physically won't be able to learn from them. If you are choosing someone, you need to find someone which can effectively teach you and convey that information and bring you along. And like you've said there, football coaches, Olympic coaches, these types of people are the people who can inspire their teams. These are the people that can go out there and know how to tell people how to play football better. They know how to tell people how to play football better. They know how to tell people what to improve on. They might not be able to do it at that level, but by golly, they know the theory. They know how to teach it. They know how to explain. They know how to motivate. And that's why they're in the level as football coaches, Olympic coaches, for example.
I think a really important question to ask whenever you're looking for any form of mentorship is, how would you do this if you were in my position? Ask your mentors that, or ask the people that, because then you're not getting, how do I make my thing better? And then working on that one meta tiny little thing. You're asking, if you were me, what would you be focusing on? That is a massive unlocking question, because if, say, you're focusing on your performance and you're thinking, how would you make your double lift better? Like, and that's your question. You're only going to focus on your double lift. But if you ask your mentor, what would you be focusing on, or how would you make this performance better if you were in my positions? They might turn around and say, well, let's actually focus on building the rapport with the audience. Let's nail your script. And as a result, you're looking at something completely different that's going to elevate your performance rather than just being a bit good at your double lift. And in your business, it's the same thing. If you're getting somebody to help you support and actually grow your entertainment business, it's a great question. How would you run my business? How would you do this if you were in my shoes? And getting an honest opinion of the step-by-step, how would they do it? It allows you to work out what your mentor would do and actually mimic and copy that, because remember, you're going to get faster results because you're condensing all of their information and all of their lessons into a small, short, high-impact coaching session or a conversation actually there. So really, really effective. And yeah, if anything, call to action for this episode is quite simply go out and do some research, find a mentor, look at your values, consider your goals. Where do you actually want to go? Use that to find the help that you want. And remember, you can look sideways if you want, not just who's a bit more successful at this one thing.
Yeah, who can actually help you? That's what you need to consider.